Good morning. This is Indigo Moon. When I say that you have to learn to love yourself, you have to learn to trust yourself, and you have to have a relationship with God. I say this because that's the person who supports, loves, and respects you on a whole different level. You can have friends who come up to you, say they love you, and fake family members, people who say they love you and adore you. But they're sticking around to see what's going to happen next. Sticking around to see if you're going to get paid. You have to be able to have that self-love, because the journey is yours to grow, yours to learn, yours to see exactly who is real and who is not. Fake from fiction. Years ago, I had an aunt, Shirley Jenkins, who decided that she was going to get me a cell phone, and she was going to pay the bill for the full year. And I said I didn't want a cell phone. I didn't want a cell phone because I did not want to be monitored. I didn't want anybody to know where I was at all times. You know, when you call, the phone is ringing, you got to pick it up because, So this way she was able to monitor who I call, listening on conversations, get all sorts of information from the cell phone company because, of course, she was paying the bill. She and my father orchestrated this one, my father figure. Now, my father figure called me, or should I say no, emailed me and asked me to call him on Father's Day. Now, I hadn't spoken to this man in so many years. Since 2020. Now I get an email. He claims to people that he didn't know where I was. He didn't have any information on how to contact me. But yet he somehow texts me, or should I say, emailed me this morning to invite me to a family reunion. Now, let's just say if he didn't know how to contact me or what have you, somehow he managed to get my email me to invite me to a family reunion that starts on supposedly my birthday, July the 18th. It's supposed to be one of the birth certificates states that that's my birthday. When people play games with you all your life, you better learn how to love yourself. When people turn family members against you, lie on you, throw all sorts of things on you, if your family does that, what can you expect from friends? This is the reason why the self-love journey is so serious. Because if you don't love yourself, who else will? And when people teach you that you are supposed to be doing things for them all your life, I smelled the scent of my Aunt Cynthia the other day. And usually when I smell the fragrance of an individual, sense the energy of another individual, I already know what's coming. Now, I'm not going to elaborate on that because, of course, that's another situation altogether. But it's been my father figure on one side and my Aunt Shirley all my life. The two of them playing different games. It's like that doll that they have on a string. Move the arm this way, move the leg that way. Remember, my Aunt Shirley took me to this woman years ago to her house. And the woman told me, she was talking about water and oil not mixing. I was supposed to go into her energy so that she could pick up on who I was and all sorts of things. And then I was to leave and she was going to give my aunt the 411 on the phone. But the lady, she realized once I came into her house that my aunt was the guilty party. She realized that I was not there to harm or to hurt. She knew that I was not. She knew that I was God's child and that I would not be as evil as the story that my aunt told. You see, when people are not connected with their inner self, when they don't know the self-love journey, when they are so greedy and they just want money, they could hang around my aunt because what you're going to do is you're going to gossip all day and you're going to talk about money. I had this dream about my aunt recently that led me to know what the outcome is going to be in the end. You see, everyone is trying to play the game of the monkey in the middle. Pull at someone's energy, steal all their life, and expect the person not to figure out the finer details. Being monitored. You know, when I was parking my car in the driveway and I saw that square that they etched in the window, and it put me in, it had certain areas where they were able to send certain, the point was to mess with my eyes. You know, just like my sister did some dark magics to work against my vision as well. People will do such ugly acts, you know, this extra child that's in the picture now. Again, you're not working against me, you're working against yourselves, because I am free. As soon as everything pans out, should I say, because of course, they've worked against my Social Security. You know, when I go and apply for a job, it's like, so on the computer system, it's telling me that I need more information, I need more this or that in order to get the job. You know, people can work in so many different ways. And when you are connected to, I'm really hoping that, I gotta breathe, because it's just really, it's really some of the remarkable things that a person will do in order to control your life. You know, they want me to go to this family reunion so they could finish me off. You know, it's amazing the things that people will do. You know, my grandmother, my father was very angry with my grandmother for years, and it was easy for him to disconnect regardless of the show that's being placed in front of us. It's easy for him to disconnect from her because he was still angry over something that happened in his childhood. You know, if she could have controlled it, she would have. If she could have fixed it, she would have. There's no way in the world that she could have possibly done anything differently than she did it. And it's in the past. You tell people to let go of the past, but you do things to hold on to the past as well, Father. I remember being in the car and he turned off the radio to have me sing the song, and my stepmother being very bitter because it was a jealousy, between the two of us. I couldn't ever say that I was jealous of her because I wanted to see her as my mother. I wanted to see us be able to have the natural respect that a daughter and mother have. But there was too much jealousy, too many animosities. It was just too much. He said he chose her because she was the one person who accepted his children. Not so. Anytime you can go into, make a person move into the basement apartment and look in their refrigerator and see that they have more food than you upstairs and put them out, that's definitely not love. Both my older brother and I had to get jobs, and when we got our jobs, we had to contribute to the house. When everyone else became of age, they did not have to contribute to the house. See, this all started early on. I was 6, going on 7 when they married, and they got together in the first place. You see, when you look at the dynamics of a family and you see that both sides of the family work against you, you know that there's talking being done. My Aunt Shirley talking to that side of the family, or mother's side of the family, to turn people against me. My father talking to his side of the family to turn them against me. So when I look at family, the family dynamics, I don't really feel as though I really had family. Because how do you feel comfortable with people constantly taking jabs at you? I had a cousin who I thought was really close to me. She didn't like me so much that her child came out exactly like me. Very honest and very sincere child. They didn't like that. They don't like it when you don't collude with them to go against other people to cause confusion. You see, all of this. Two older cousins who I loved dearly, you know. I don't understand. One, she thinks that her husband had his own issues, but jealousy, that's the reason why I could not stay at her house, because I realized that her husband and she had too many issues, and I didn't want to get in the middle of that. Plus, I didn't want to be accused of trying to take something that did not belong to me. One fig, with 3 figs rendered off this one tree, and her husband decided to give me one of the figs, and she thought I should have said no thank you. I didn't even know all the stuff was going on. Monkey in the middle again. Another cousin who thinks that somebody wants her boyfriend. I would never want her boyfriend because her boyfriend looked too much like Junior Pender. I thought it was really interesting that she would have chosen a man who looked exactly like the favorite person in the family. But you know, sometimes that's a psychological thing. You never know. This is the very same cousin who I left at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to help her move to a whole nother state. I would have done anything for you. But yet you would want to poison me. You see, all of this. And you want to invite me to a family reunion, Father? The truth is going to set us all free, because it's important that you look at your family dynamics, what the energy feels like when you're around certain individuals. Do not ignore it. Now, usually I want to teach on self-love, and I want to teach us how to love, but you still have to figure out that everything is not love. I want to love everybody, but some people are not out for the good of all man. They will go into communities and turn the community against you. Can't go to the same restaurant twice, or the same, let's say, laundromat twice, because they want that person to come and have a fake friendship with you to find out where you are and what you're doing. I have a person who seems like he would be in the age bracket of my grandmother, and the names are matching, so I call him Cuzzo. But you know, it seems as though people are waiting to see what's coming to you, so they want to rub elbows. You got to know, you got to separate the real from the fake. You know, right now they've colluded to send another male into my community to be a fake friend, to try to cause a new relationship, just to find out more information, just to cause me to be put in a whole nother situation. See, this one is all about the money. Everybody wants to know if I'm going to receive a certain amount of money, and how it's going to happen, and who I'm going to be with when it happens. You see, these are the things that happen in a family dynamic where people grow up poor and they want to be looked at as the wealthy. Okay? Now, my father figure went to a special school in regards to all types of religion being taught, so that you can connect with every religion. I didn't blame him for wanting to be Muslim, because honestly, I liked the connection, and I liked how the Muslim people connected and how they had the sister wives before it became a thing. But you got to realize that when you're in the energy of different people, now I can smile and I can, be who I am. But at the same time, I'm picking up on the energy. When the energy is sad, is mean, and a person is trying to do just the opposite of what they say. Because recently I went to the library. Guy followed me to the library to try to get information from me and to try to play this game. You guys play so many different games. It's just ridiculous. This is supposed to be the land of the free, but they send people to you. This next one's supposed to be coming from London, from coming out of the country. I don't get it. It's like you play the same games. You're going to get exactly what you've come to get. You're going to receive what you gave in the game. You know, it's a sad state of affairs when people in your own, well, we're going to call it family for now, and people can play so many games. You know, this platform is supposed to be learning. This lesson that you're learning now is not to just take people at face value, because the card game changes at different times. It's like 3-card Monty. Could be 3-card Shirley and Joe at this point. You know, and then of course they've been paying my sister as well to do the same. It's important that we realize that you can't take things at face value, you know? The main restaurant I've been going to, I mean, you know what? You know where I'm going with this. Can't trust everybody all the time. That's why you can only trust God. And you can ask for guidance so that you know what you need to know moving ahead. Indigo Moon, let us learn to be wiser and to choose God first.